So in case of polarization, what happens? In case of unpolarized light or the light which is coming from the common source, electric field, magnetic field, and the direction of propagation of wave, all three are perpendicular always, whether it is polarized or unpolarized, no problem. All three will be perpendicular to each other. If the direction of propagation is along x-axis, then electric field and magnetic field will be in YZ plane. But in case of polarized light, what will be? Electric field at all the point will be parallel to each other in the same direction. Similarly, magnetic field will be also same direction. So if suppose direction of propagation is along x-axis, electric field is along y-axis, and magnetic field is along z-axis. Everywhere it will be same. So this is electric field and this is magnetic field. So at all the point it will be same. This is the example of polarized light, or it may be along y-axis magnetic field may be, along z-axis electric field may be. That also may be the case. Either this one will be suppose the direction of propagation of wave, then magnetic field may be in this direction. Whereas electric field is along z-axis. So this is polarized light. So here electric field is along y-axis. Here electric field is along z-axis. So in this case, the plane of vibration we say this is C, this is the case. So this is our E. So plane of vibration is XY plane. Whereas in this case, what will be? This is our direction of propagation of wave. Electric field will be either dot or cross, whatever you will say. So generally we represent by dot. So this is electric field along z-axis. So here plane of vibration is XZ plane. Here plane of polarization XZ plane. Here plane of polarization XY plane. Plane of vibration is important, that is electric field, the plane containing electric field and direction of propagation of wave. So this is the meaning. As this is in the same plane, electric field and direction of propagation is in same plane, so the name is plane polarized light. As all the electric field are along the same line, so we call linearly polarized light. So linearly polarized light or plane polarized light, meaning it's same. Simply if it is plane polarized or linearly polarized. Or polarized. That is, meaning is same. Some other also type are there, but we have not to discuss those. Elliptical, polarized, or other is there, so that we have not discussed. So that's why for us, if simply polarized is there, then for all also same thing. That is the common one. Linearly polarized light or plane. Why we call linearly polarized? Because electric field is along the same line, along the same axis, maybe along y-axis only, everywhere electric field is along the same line. So the name is linearly polarized. As the plane of vibration is not changing, electric field and direction of propagation, they are in same direction. So plane of vibration is not changing. That's why the name is plane polarized light. In case of unpolarized, what will be? This plane of vibration will keep on changing. Here it is along y-axis and x-axis, but at some other place maybe little tilted. This will be in YZ plane, but not along y-axis or z-axis. So this C is always along E cross B. That also we have to know. Now this C is, that we have already done previous chapter, along E cross B. That means at any instant, suppose this is along y-axis, this one like this, positive y-axis, then E is this one, then E cross B, this one. So it is along outward, B will be outward. If it is positive y-axis, B will be outward, C is along this one. So always direction of C is, when E is along negative y-axis, by that time B will be inward. So like this, negative y-axis, then inward, then it will be along C. So C fix, E and B will keep on changing periodically. These two are having periodic vibration. So this is the meaning of polarized light. And yesterday we have seen the mechanical arrangement just to understand what is the meaning of polarizer and analyzer. Polarizer means the first slit. When the string is passed through the first slit, what happens? Whatever the vibration of left side of the string slit may be, passing through this, only one vibration is possible, that is parallel to the slit. Whereas in case of second slit, if second slit is parallel to the first slit, whatever vibration is passing through first slit, all the vibration are going there. If the second slit plane is perpendicular to the first one, we are not getting any vibration beyond that second slit. So that's why second slit is doing the work of analyzer. It can analyze. If we rotate the second slit, sometimes we are getting more maximum vibration, sometimes we are getting zero vibration. So that is the work of analyzer. With the help of second slit, we can know whether the light which is coming is polarized or not. Both are polarized, both are slit only. When you are changing second slit to first slit, or first slit is going to second slit, no problem. So both are same, doing same, means construction or work, this working is same, but the purpose is different. One is converting ordinary light to plane polarized light, and second is analyzing. So that's why the name is polarizer or analyzer, and the common name is Polaroid. Now today we shall see the polarization by reflection of light. That is Brewster's law. Polarization by reflection. Of light from a transparent surface. Brewster's law we have to. So this law is very important. Some frequently it is asked, 1 mark question. Either law or the numerical based on this Brewster's law is frequently asked. Each year you will get some question based on this one. So what is said by this one? if light is incident on any transparent surface, means suppose the glass slab or on the water surface, not on the mirror. So if it is incident on any transparent boundary or optical medium, and we keep on changing the angle of incidence. If we keep on changing the angle of incidence, then for a particular angle of incidence, the reflected ray become plane polarized, having the plane of vibration perpendicular to the plane of paper or here whiteboard. So at a particular angle, the reflected rays are plane polarized. Are plane polarized with plane of vibration perpendicular to plane of paper. When you are writing in copy, so we'll write plane of paper. I can write plane of whiteboard, no problem. So this is unpolarized light. This will happen at a particular angle, and this angle we call polarizing angle. But the refracted ray, as we know, only maybe 5% rays are reflected. And this is transparent surface, maybe glass slab. Or when you are seeing your face in bucket filled with water, a very faint image is formed. That is due to the reflection of light from the water surface. So only maybe maximum 5% light is reflected. So 5% is plane polarized. 95% or maybe 92%, maybe suppose 3% is absorbed. So more than 90% is still unpolarized. So this refracted ray is still unpolarized. So commercially we can't use this to produce polarized light, because only maximum maybe 5% light is reflected. Suppose this is the angle of refraction, or maybe more than IP or maybe less than IP, depend on from which medium it is going to which medium. Suppose it is going from glass to water, or maybe more than IP, no problem. So Brewster observed this, that is at a particular angle of incidence, the reflected ray is plane polarized, and this angle is given by tan inverse refractive index of this material with respect to the surrounding. So suppose this is second medium, this is first medium, then this tan IP will be given by the refractive index of second with respect to first. Second means in which it is going, and first at which it is incident. This is Brewster's law. So Brewster's law says a transparent surface will, or the reflected light from the transparent surface will be linearly polarized or plane polarized if the tan of the angle of incidence or the tangent of the polarizing angle is equal to the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. Law is given in your book, you have to learn the law, sometimes it is asked. So this tan IP is 1 mu 2. That is Brewster's law. Now, sometimes it is asked, prove that the reflected and refracted rays are normal to each other when the light is incident at polarizing angle. That we have to prove. So how will you prove that? So when light is incident at polarizing angle, incident at polarizing angle, reflected and refracted. Rays are perpendicular to each other. How will you prove this? So when diffraction is taking place, so according to Snell's law, what can we do? We can get. So from Snell's law, we are writing this sine IP over sine R is the refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. Now from Brewster's law, what we are getting? Tan IP is 1 mu 2. Tan IP means sine IP by cos IP. So if you compare first and second, what you are getting? Sine IP is same, this side same, that means this sine R and cos IP both are equal. So from first and second, we are getting this cos IP is sine R. Cos IP means sine 90 minus IP. It's sine R. So what does it mean? So 90 minus IP is R. That means IP plus R is 90 degree. This angle plus this angle is 90 degree. And this is the reflected ray. So naturally this is also IP. Angle of incidence, angle of reflection, both are equal. So this is IP plus R 90 degree. The total angle from here to here is 180 degree. So naturally this angle is 90 degree. So angle between reflected ray and refracted ray is 90 degree. So angle between reflected and refracted ray. This theta will be 180 minus 90, so this is also 90 degree. That means refracted ray and reflected rays are perpendicular to each other. So sometime it will be given if reflected and refracted rays are perpendicular to each other. What can you say about the polarization condition? So in that case, what will be? The reflected rays will be linearly polarized. If reflected and refracted, both rays are there present. That means it is reflected from the transparent surface. So naturally, if they are perpendicular to each other, in that case, reflected ray will be linearly polarized or plane polarized. Yes, any confusion? So melasma or law of Malus, whatever you say. This law says if plane polarized light is made incident on any polaroid, suppose this is a polaroid, okay, whatever the state may be, whatever it may be. Okay, so this is suppose polaroid. Just to imagine the slit. Polaroid is actually some material like tourmaline crystal is there. So when light is passed through this crystal, tourmaline crystal, calcite is there, quartz is there. Among that, tourmaline and one more is there compound which we are using. So the tourmaline crystal is there and it is passed through this. Then if the pass axis, that means it has got, crystal has got geometric axis we call. So that pass axis is parallel to this. Then we will get light here. All the light will be passed. Like second slit, situation is of second slit only. When this light, this polaroid is rotated, if the pass axis is this way, suppose this is the pass axis of this one. Means you can consider this is the slit, pass axis. What will be? The light is coming this way, or light is passed. If this slit is inclined, suppose this is the slit now, that is the pass axis. What will happen? Now this is this. So naturally what will be? Now it will be reduced. If further rotated, little more rotated, again it is reduced, maybe little more. If we keep on rotating, then intensity this side will keep on changing. Suppose this side intensity is I1 and this side intensity is I2. So this I2 will depend on both I1 as well as the position of this polaroid. So if pass axis of this polaroid makes angle theta with the plane of vibration of this one. If this plane of vibration is parallel to this pass axis or the vibration axis of this polaroid, all the light will pass. So that we call theta is 0 degree. If it is perpendicular, theta is 90 degree, in that case it will become 0. So Malus says, or the law of Malus gives, this I2 will be equal to I1 cos square theta, where theta is angle between plane of vibration and we call geometrical plane. Or we call it pass axis of polaroid. That is tourmaline crystal on which it is made incident. Because tourmaline has got the property when light is passed through that, it will break into two component light. One will be parallel to the pass axis, one is perpendicular to its pass axis, and perpendicular one will be absorbed. So that phenomena we call diachroism, and Polaroid function is based on that phenomena only. So this tourmaline has got this type of property, but the problem is the crystal of tourmaline is very small in size. So this Polaroid, what we are, suppose you are, when you are going to watch this 3D movie, whatever glass is given to you, that is simply Polaroid. So just like thin cellophane paper, we can say, or just transparent sheet, in that so many tourmaline crystals are arranged in such a way that pass axis of all the tourmaline crystal are parallel to each other. That is the Polaroid. So in this case, what is happening? Actually, what will be? If this is the amplitude, suppose, and you are getting the slit like this, what will be? If this is the theta, if you break this one into two components, if this is your A, what will be component along this? Because it will pass only this part. So it will be A cos theta only. So naturally this I2 is directly proportional to A square. So I2 is directly proportional to A dash square. So naturally I2 is directly proportional to A square cos square theta. A square means I1. So this I2 is I1 cos square theta, where constant will come say. Getting anything new, that is component of the amplitude will keep on decreasing, like vector we are saying. So if this theta is more, naturally component will keep on decreasing. So A cos theta value will be decreasing and will become 0 when theta is 90 degree. Unpolarized light is passed through the Polaroid. Then in case of unpolarized light, what is happening there? As we know, electric field is present in all the direction in that YZ plane. So if we break it into component, we will have both the component along y-axis as well as along z-axis. So if unpolarized light is passed, through this Polaroid, suppose this is whatever the shape may be, and suppose its pass axis is this one, like this. This is its pass axis. What will be then? Only this component will be passed. Here, electric field is possible in all the direction in YZ plane, but only one part will be allowed. So naturally, in this case, what will be, if this intensity is I naught, this intensity is I, then this I will be approximately half of I naught, because only one component will be allowed to pass. So always keep in mind while solving the numerical, if unpolarized light is allowed to pass on the Polaroid, is falling on the Polaroid, then naturally passing through this intensity will reduce to half. Now after that, suppose another Polaroid is here, whose pass axis is making like this angle. If this angle is theta, then what will be intensity here? So this I dash will become
I cos square theta.
I cos square theta. So keep always in mind. Similarly, sometimes more than two are coming. If third is there, then what is the angle between this and this? So I double dash will be I dash cos square, whatever theta 2 is coming, angle between those two. So keeping in this one, you have to solve the numericals. In polarization, only two formulas are there. One will be Brewster's law, one is law of Malus. Numericals are based on these two laws only, and no other law is there. Thing is left. How will you detect this given light is polarized or unpolarized or partially polarized? So in that case, you have to write the given light is passed through the Polaroid and the Polaroid is rotated. If there is no effect on the intensity of light, that means always intensity is 50% of original one. So in that case, there will be no variation in the intensity. The given light is unpolarized. If there is variation of the intensity, but we are not getting zero, then it is partially polarized. If there is variation in the intensity and for two places we are getting zero, that is when this one perpendicular axis is like this. Suppose this is the electric field and this is the axis. When this one and one after rotating 180 degree again it will come like this. So in the two places we will get zero intensity. Then given light is plane polarized. Okay, so in polarization this much we have to know. So you read the book, you can know what is the Polaroid, that is the only thing, and usage of Polaroid, that is given in your book. So you have to read that part. Like we are converting this one to see the 3D film in sunglasses, or the driver of the wind glass of the driver or headlight, they are having this Polaroid only, so that the driver who is moving, he can get less amount of light from the other vehicle. In sunglasses also 50% intensity will be decreased if it is Polaroid glass. Then naturally 50% will be absorbed. So these are the uses. Okay, so we'll leave up to here.